All right, we're live. Welcome. Switched Friday's live to today, just for my convenience, so I hope that's all right. So anyway, today, the plan is to continue on with this. I am very close to finishing the authentication, finally. I did a little bit more work off stream, getting this to work. The only main thing that we need to do is the sign out stuff on the client side. So essentially last stream we were working on getting React hook forms set up for the sign up and sign in. And I'm happy to report that, after a little bit of hiccups on stream yesterday, which I'm not really proud of, that's just part of the process, I managed to implement it. So you can see here that we have a form variable here. I misread the schedule. I thought you were off today. No, you didn't misread it. I rescheduled it, Jay. I switched Friday's stream to today. Kind of last minute, just because it made more sense. Yo, how's it going, Sayo? Yeah, so I'm taking Friday, Saturday off. It's Friday, just because I want Friday off. My girlfriend and I have some plans, and then Saturday I'm out of town. So yeah. Anyway, and I want to get in those 5 streams. So and I'm also kind of like on a bit of a roll with this. So anyway, I was kind of going through this, kind of explaining what I've done up to this point. So I created this form. Using React hook form with these using a schema from my shared package here. So I've got this, and this is really cool because the errors here I can then use inside of the sign up, right? So and then we have our on submit here, which basically just sends a post request through our little wrapper. Yeah, and then so basically I set it up pretty similar to this tutorial, I'm not gonna lie, but I adapted it for my needs. So I've got the on submit here, and then I also have my own custom component called auth server error that basically takes server errors. So on the server side, like for example, if a user puts in like an email that already exists, that's handled here. So like for example, before the new user is created, it checks first if the user already exists, and then if it does, it sends an error back to the client instead of throwing an HTTP exception. So that's kind of something I came up with. The other thing too is for sign in, it does the same thing with if you try to put in an email that does not associate with an account or an incorrect password. Am I using BetterAuth? No, I'm rolling my own auth, so yeah. WebDev Simplified is a great video on the ShadCN field groups in both React hook forms and TanStack forms. Awesome. I need to take a look at that. I was just reading the docs, and I did this last night mostly, and a bit today. But I've got it mostly set up. The other thing I was kind of tackling was the cookie. Wasn't getting set in the client, but I've managed to fix that. Anyway, so yeah, no, I'll definitely check out those videos. But it's cool because then you get your fields, right? Which are inside of this controller from React hook form. Did I make the password input component? Yeah, I did. So essentially what I did is, that's really cool. Thanks. I appreciate that. Anyway, but it renders the field error here, which it gets from the field state because the field is inherently attached, because it's attached to the form. It gets the errors from the schema, which is really cool. So it's all kind of integrated together into this one kind of cohesive system, right? Yeah, so you got your email, your password here, and then your confirm password, and then just a submit button that's tied to the form by ID. I just gave an ID to the form element there. So yeah, it does work. I can demo it. So let's actually get up my studio here. The happiness on your face, yeah. Well, because I think, you know what? It's because I just when I try to solve problems on stream, like it can get kind of tricky. Do not client-side hash that, as your comment says. You're doing it as of right now, yeah. Wait, where does that? I'm hashing on the server, I think. Unless, where was my comment? I don't even know where my comment was. Oh, do not do it on the... Oh, I mean, you're doing it correctly. Am I? Interesting. Oh. I thought I would have had to... I don't know. I thought that having it in transit... Okay, let me go to my auth controllers. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah, I got you. Line 29. I wasn't sure if it should be done, because I was thinking, okay, the client sends plain text to the server. I guess it's fine. No, I appreciate that. I'll remove that then. Okay, put your backend URL as an environment variable. Yeah. The other thing too, the reason I did that, where was that? I exported it because my environment variables weren't configured. For some reason, they weren't able to be read in my different apps, so I need to fix that. So that's kind of, there's a couple to-dos here. I need to do that. Actually, I'll add that here. Fix env var reading across monorepo. I'll give that a priority 0 as well. But anyway, I'm just going to kind of demo this. Okay. Anyway, so if I go to my studio, which I need to pull up on Chrome, unfortunately, because it doesn't like to be opened on Brave. So put it here. Thoroughly impressed. I appreciate that. I worked pretty hard on it. I'm not gonna lie. I will say though, it is easier to like solve hard problems that I get stuck on like off stream, and then coming to stream with kind of like a fresh slate. By the way, I installed Obsidian, but I'm not getting any perfect video which explains to me how to set it up, like the graphs, the to-dos, and etc. Yeah. So I'll show you for the to-dos. Actually, I'll give you a little micro tutorial here. Basically, it's a community plugin. So it's the Kanban community plugin here. And then I have Git integration and minimal theme, which just is theming. But I use the Kanban board. And then that basically, like, if I rendered this as a markdown, it looks like this, right? But then you can render it as a Kanban board as well, using that plugin. So anyway, okay, cool. So you can see here that, okay, so there's a couple sessions. I'm just going to clear these out. And then so you can see Ben an example. Let's just clear out this user, and then I'll register the user just to kind of showcase that. So let's go to our sign up. And then so you can register the user. And then I'm actually going to showcase if the password's bad. So like if we put in a bad password and they don't match, you get passwords must be 8 characters or longer and contain at least 1 letter and number. So if I do like a password here, like, and then I don't make the match, then I'll get, I think, yeah, so passwords don't match. And then now they match. So yeah, it's really cool. Or if I have a malformed email, it'll say invalid email address. So that's cool. So anyway, so that's really cool. But if I try to sign up, well, I'll show that after. But if I tried to sign up with an email that already exists, it'll give me a server error. So I can sign up, and then it redirects me to sign in. And if I try to sign in with an email to say that doesn't exist, so if I do like ben@test.com, and then like just the same password, it doesn't matter. It'll say sign in failed, user with email ben@test could not be found or does not exist. And that's coming directly from the server. Where is it? Here. which is cool, right? Or if I do the wrong password for my existing email or my existing account, it's the wrong password. It'll say incorrect password, which is kind of cool. So yeah, and then when I do sign in, it redirects me back to the root. And then if I go to the application, you can see the session token there. So there's the cookie with the token. So that was pretty difficult to get all that set up. So now the last thing that we need to do is the sign out and making kind of like the nav bar. So that's kind of be the focus of the beginning of this stream, I think. But yeah, it is, I don't know. I did a lot of that last night and today. But anyway, so that's kind of the demo of where we're starting from, I guess. I am cooking, yes, indeed. So let's. I'm trying my best. So okay, so let's do the. Let's make this home route look a little better. So the other thing I need to do, right, is I need to make the route protected, which I don't technically have yet. The route's not protected, but I do have logic for that in the back end. So if I go to my controller, I have an auth verify get function here, which basically gets the cookie and then checks that if the cookie can be found, and then if it can be found, it queries the session record, and then if there's a corresponding session record that matches the token, then it returns okay. So I already have the back end logic written for the verification. So now I need to use this inside of my client so that I can verify the token. But I'm thinking I'm probably going to write that in some sort of auth client function. So I'll do like auth client verify or something like that, which will just make a get request for this, and then yeah. The only thing I'm thinking is I don't know if I need the token. I think it actually doesn't matter. I think this is fine. This might not be totally kosher. Like, I'm not sure if this is 100% how it's supposed to work, but this was kind of like my thinking. But if there's like no token in the browser, then it won't verify, right? It'll throw something. But the only thing I'm thinking is if the session record can't be found, I'm not sure I want to throw an HTTP exception. I think I should return instead an error. Instead of throwing an exception, I should probably do like a return c.json JSON error, like token or like user could not be authenticated or something like this, right? And then like maybe like a redirect or something like that. But we'll handle that like on the client side. So anyway, but no, my thinking back to kind of what Tyler was saying like 5 minutes ago. My naive thinking, I guess it was naive just because I was kind of thinking through this. I was wondering if like, you know, the client sends the server the email password pair as plain text, I think, unless it's encrypted end to end or something. I don't know. In which case, then it doesn't matter. And then the hashing's done on the server. I just was wondering like if it's sent. I mean, I know the protocol right now is HTTP. But assuming this was like deployed or something with like securely, it would be HTTPS. I'm actually not 100% sure on the implementation details of that. So maybe that like nullifies this whole thinking. But I was thinking, yeah, if you send it over unencrypted, that's not good. But I don't know. I'll leave it the way it is now. So anyway, so I have this auth client get wrapper. That's going to be mainly for. I was going to do that for I think I'm going to change this to verify though. So I'll do auth client verify, and then basically I'll send a fetch to the verify here. Session verification should be done server side as well. Yeah, it is. So it's done through a fetch. So this is the server side function here. This is the middleware for that. So it's the client is just the fetching. It's just verifying. It's just requesting verification on the server. That's my thinking. And I'm just making a wrapper function for the actual component to call. So yeah. You can also use the Zod schemas in the back end to validate the user input if something's off or missing, return the error response. Ah, got you. Yeah, I probably should do that as well. That's like kind of like my kind of assumption with that was that like maybe, yeah, if something doesn't get transferred properly, you could do that. I kind of see that. That'd be like double security because I am validating user input client side. So like what I'm doing is I'm assuming, like I even have a comment here saying sanitize from API client. Assuming that this is good. Maybe that's a bad assumption. But like for at least right now, I'm not too concerned about that. But anyway, so yeah, so this is the server side function for verification. Best advice is never trust the front end input no matter what. Fair enough. That's fair enough. I think for this project specifically, I'm not going to worry about it, but like the next, like the, I'll make a note of that for when we go back to the Google Drive project. I'll do input sanitation on both front end and back end. So you make a valid point, and I hear you on that. I think just for this though, this is just a simple. I'm not even going to deploy this. This is just like to the purpose of this project is basically just to test my stack, basically, right? So, am I using the Hano? Yeah, this is Hano. Or here, this is Hano. It's a proof of concept, exactly. It's a proof of concept, and just kind of like to see whether like Hano works well with my React Vite, which works well with, you know, the database stuff like Drizzle. I really like Drizzle. I'm not gonna lie, it's been great. So I'm gonna keep using that, I think. The only thing is for my shared, I don't know if there's like a good way of building these TypeScript files, because right now I have a kind of a cheat where well, not really a cheat, but I have a command inside of my root package JSON where I run the build command on the shared package, and then that just runs TSC inside within that package, which now has its own TS config. Thank you, Jay, for pointing that out. So, yeah. Anyway, that was a good thing. So anyway, so let's get writing this function finally and stop yapping. So I need to actually have that controller open as kind of a reference. So I don't think there's actually anything I need to do. Like I think it's just a await fetch. And then we're gonna get in, maybe we'll give it a path as well. Although if it's verified, then it'll be the same path anyway. So again, I know I'm like writing these paths out like in kind of a, you know, not in a environment variable fashion or any kind of reusable shared variables, but for right now it's fine. I don't really care. 8080/auth/verify. Okay. Yo, how's it going, Blue Core? Cool. So we fetch the path, and then I don't think we're sending anything. I don't think there's any data that's going with this. I think it's just method get. I think that's all we need for this, isn't it? I don't think we need anything, because I don't think, do we need to send the cookie? I don't think so. I think it gets the cookie. Using the workspace, you shouldn't have to build, but I use Turbo Repo. Yeah, Satyam was mentioning Turbo Repo. Jay. When I import a library, I use the workspace syntax. I'm doing my best to avoid Turbo Repo. It's only because like I didn't fully understand it, and I didn't want to like dip my feet into something I didn't fully understand. So that's why I'm not against Turbo Repo forever. It's just I wanted to kind of take things one step at a time. No, I totally. It's all good, Saga. It's all good. But yeah. Alrighty. So I don't think I need anything else from this, because I think that when we get the cookie here, when we do this get cookie, I'm assuming it can get it from the so the cookie does need to be passed. So it wouldn't be from the body, it would be from something else, right? Because if it's a GET request, unless it's a post, is it verified? Does a verified need to be a post, I wonder? Because, so let's look up Hano get cookies. Cookie helper. This is what I was using. It's like middleware for cookies. So if I get cookies, I'm not sure if I need to pass it from client to server. Server sends the following in response as a cookie field. So, okay. Oh, so it's in the request header. Okay. But is that done automatically, I wonder? Cookies are passed as HTTP headers both in the request and in the response. Okay. So now I wonder if I need to get the cookie on the client side, or how to do that. So I need to get the cookie on the client side, right? So that's the first thing we need to do. So we need to get the cookie, right? So we need to get the cookie from the client. This is my understanding, at least based on just skimming this. And then they're sent in the headers, which is fine. So let's see here. React get cookie. I mean, there's this React cookie thing here. Cookies.get, JS cookie. I don't want to use like an outdated. Yeah, so which font do I use? I think it's just the default for Mac OS inside of here. I can check actually specifically. I'll look at my, go to my settings. Menlo. That's the font family. So, yeah, that's it's the default for Mac OS. I quite like it. It's simple. Universal cookie. But like, when was this posted? Okay, asked 8 years ago. I want to use something that's like kind of not completely old, because like, how was this? Okay, published 3 months ago. That's not too bad. React cookie. Okay, greater than or equal to 16.3. That's fine. Yeah, so let's do this one. So we'll do that. We'll add that package here. Okay, so now we need to use that. Actually, this might need to be done inside of the as a state, now that I think about it. And then we might need to pass it to this, right? So we might need to pass it to this. So maybe I pass it here. So I'll leave that for now. So let's go back to our. But I wonder if there's like, because with this, or is there a way to fetch cookies inside of? Maybe I don't need it in React if it's. Let's see. Okay, so if we're not doing it in React, because that assumes that you're doing it inside of the component, which I didn't necessarily consider. Because if I'm doing this inside of a helper function, get cookie client side TypeScript. Let's see. Okay. Document. Document.cookie. Every time I enter your live, I get motivated. I appreciate that, Alto. Okay, so maybe we can just document.cookie. Is this just in like the base API? Like, is this like document? I'm assuming. Yeah, document.cookie. Oh. Okay, so we can even make some like helper functions for that. Interesting. So we're not going to need any set cookie setters, but we could do cookie getters. So maybe we could write a cookie getter inside of our library or something. Maybe I'll do it inside of this utils here. So I'll do that after the break. I think that's cool. All right. So that makes sense that it's actually just in the base API. Nice. Okay. Very cool. I hope everyone's having a good Wednesday evening / Thursday morning, wherever you are. You know, I'm happy to report that for the most part, the air conditioner in my apartment got fixed because it broke again. But it's not really my apartment; it's the building. So you know, it's going great except for those darn env variables. Oh, for you or me? Because I'm struggling with them too. Because I haven't figured out how to get these env vars to be shared. Oh, for you, okay. Well, we're in the same boat then, but I'm kind of worrying about that later. But I got you. It is a struggle. We all hate environment variables. But yeah, I'm expecting this. I hopefully want to be. My goal for the end of today is to be fully wrapped up the authentication, because I'm sick of authentication. But it's good. I've gotten a lot of practice in doing this, and I think I'm gonna like make a copy of this. Or maybe I don't know. Do I re-implement the authentication for? Maybe I do, just to get reps in. I got them to work for my staging environment, but now I'm working on production, which is so much more stressful. Ah, got you. Yeah. Is that for a personal project or just like school? Yeah, I can't wait till I get to the point where I'm actually like ready to release anything. Guys, you just go to backend, then learn React. I mean, I learned React first also, but you can kind of do both. You could do it either way, honestly. It depends what you want to focus on. Brief me, Bill. Ah, gotcha. Nice. I actually was meaning to show my friend that app, because we were having a conversation and it came up, and I wanted to show him. You suggest not touching React? Yeah. I also do eventually want to, like when I'm done Odin Project, like knock on wood, September, I don't know, August. Probably not August, probably September. I want to try other front-end solutions other than React. Although I think it's good to have React merely for the fact that like if I ever do want to make a career pivot, like you know, like in the next 6 months to a year, having React is really important, I think. It's a fun project. If you don't want hair, try Angular. Is Angular still relevant? Genuine question. Check out GatherTown. I'm starting to build it. Nice. Yeah, I can't wait to get to the point where I can just like start building like legit stuff. To Google? Ah, fair enough. I'm not sure I want to work at like Google though. Ideally, I don't know. The dream is to be self-employed. Is that ever going to happen? Doubtful. But you know what? I can try. And by doing this, I'm, taking small steps to getting there. And even if I, not to say that YouTube's going to pay all the bills, but like even if I like learn web dev and like practice building things, eventually maybe I could use those skills for something. I don't know, like I don't know about making a SaaS necessarily, but like freelance or whatever. Yeah, Angular is still relevant. My goal was 1,000. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The next goal is 10,000. Long term, by the way. I think 10,000 is attainable in, considering we got to 2,000 in 6 months, I think we can get to 10,000 in the next 18 months. Optimistically. So by the 2-year mark, I want to be at 10K. But I don't know if that's possible. We'll see. I think it might be, depending on if I keep grinding. But yeah. Angular is still relevant. Okay, that's good to know. Self-employed, work remotely in some countryside home, married, pet dog, and cats. Yeah, that's basically what I'm looking for, Sayam. That's basically like my eventual. That's the long-term goal. I don't want to live in the city or anything like that. So, not to get your hopes up, but the growth isn't linear. The more you have, the faster you grow. That's also true. The first just for reference, the first 1,000 took, I think, 3.5 months, and we got the second 1,000 in like 1.5, I think. So we got the second 1,000 in almost a little bit over half the time that we got the first 1,000. So that's kind of cool, or actually a little bit under half, maybe. So I don't know. But yeah, no, I get that. Okay, so let's stop waffling here. Let's write that helper. Just a second. It was an utils, so let's do an export function get cookie, and we'll kind of like follow this guide here. So we have the name here, and then so document.cookie. Let's look that up. Document.cookie. Okay, so this is fine. So document property cookie lets you read and write cookies associated with the document. Okay, so let's just like I like doing it this way. Name, and then it's just a string. I should probably give this a better type, but that's fine. Why the heck do you want the document.cookie? Because I'm going to try to get because I don't think, my understanding is that, so let me walk through this. So I want to get the document, I want to get the cookie, use the credentials include and use HTTP only secure cookies. Does that pass, okay, question mark. Does that pass the cookie to the server? Because that's what I'm trying to do. So maybe this is not necessary. Because I have used credentials include, I think. I do. Yeah, I do. I have it. Oh, it does. Okay, so then none of this means nothing then. Okay. So I can just avoid doing that and I can read it on the client, or on the server, I mean. So this works then. Ah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I didn't know this would actually work. So like if I just make a request to this, then I don't even need any headers. Then this should just like work. So I send that request. It has the cookie here. Okay. I mean, basically, if you don't use the HTTP only cookies, it's specify the document.cookies. I think I did though. I think I did, right? So when I set the cookie, I set it to HTTP only. Okay, so that's what that means. Okay, that's good to know, actually. Nice. I want to write that down somewhere, actually, because like that's kind of important. I don't know where I would put that though. Authentication maybe? No, where would this be? I want to find a spot for it. I'll just like chuck it inside of, I don't know where. Cookies, or HTTP only cookies are sent automatically between server and client with credentials include. Okay, all right, cool. I didn't know that. Nice. You learn something new every day, so we're good. That's why I appreciate you guys in the chat telling me when I'm, if I'm doing something that isn't necessary. Okay, so then we have our response. Then we'll do if response.ok. Then we'll throw new error. And then I'll just do my response status. If I could type properly. And then we'll do our const result is await response.json. And then we also have to check if the result has an error, right? So then we have to say if result.error, then, or if result.success, I should say. So if the result is a success, then maybe we just, or we could just return true or false from this. We could just return result dot, or we could just return the result, honestly. And then we'll do that checking on the inside of the component. So we don't need this token or anything like that. Cool. So now let's just check whether the home route can even access that. So essentially what we're going to do, I think, is just kind of do like a use effect, right? So what we'll do is we'll do a use effect with a state. So we'll say const verified, set verified is equal to use state. We'll just say false by default, right? So we'll get that in here. Okay, that's fine. And then we'll add that use effect. And then I think I need to obviously import that too. And then I'm going to do a const verify session is an async function. And then we're basically going to do a const is verified, or status is equal to, we need that auth client verify, right? Await, we need to await that, of course. And then we're going to say if status dot success, then, well, actually, we can probably just, because I don't know how to, like, because this is, yeah, no, I could just do set verified. Or I can just do this. Set verified to status dot success. But I want it to be as a Boolean, so I think I have to do it like this, right? So that'll be true or false. And then I need to do if verified is null, then we'll verify the session. Right? And we'll also probably have like a loading state as well in here. So we'll say verified, and then verified. Something like this. Okay, so we got a bunch of bad request stuff here, so let's we'll figure that out. What about using the context for this as an auth provider, which will provide you the state to the entire app? Yeah, that is a good idea. The one thing that this is just for testing, just to test that the front end and the back end can communicate. But yeah, I agree with that. The one thing I'm wondering about though with that is I have a theme provider context. I think this is a context already, so I don't know if I could then wrap an auth around this outlet here for the root. I don't know. But apparently this doesn't want to work. Let's just console log the status, maybe. All right, 400 bad requests. Response status 400, so that's getting caught here, I think. Or no, it isn't. It's getting caught. I don't know where it's getting caught. Let's go to the network and see. You can wrap context within context. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Was there no request? Was there no attempted request here? Off client line 24. Where is that? Okay, so this is this. So I think that's the right route. Let's just verify that's the right route. So let's go to our router, auth.get verify, and then this root is auth. So that should be /auth/verify. Let's just make sure it won't cause any error. Yeah, I'll do that after I just want to make sure this works. And then I'll refactor, I'll rejig what I put here inside of an auth wrapper. Show verify code. Let's go here. So this is my get. This is the middleware. So I think it's hitting this. I don't think it can find the token. My bet is that it can't find the token. And I wonder actually, wait, let's see if there's no token. No, so we have our session token here. But I should be able to see, like, inside of the network, I should be able to see that request go through, right? But it's not showing up here. Auth client.tsx line 29. Line 29 is here. Okay, so this is where the thrown error is happening. So the response is bad. Yeah, sure. So I'll console.log the response here. So here's our response. Let's see what the headers are. Values, maybe? Like, where would I find where the cookie is here? Cores issue? Oh, is it? Yes, I see that. Okay, so. Oh, do I need to do in credentials include? That's why. Maybe. That might be it. Ah, there we go. There we go. I got it. It was the credentials. That was the problem. We got a success. Verified is okay. So we were verified. Now, if we go to the application, we remove this cookie, then we should not be verified. Yeah. So we didn't get it because auth verification error. We should have gotten that message somewhere. You're really getting the hang of this. It was a good move to switch stacks. I thought so. Cores issue sucks. Yeah, I know. That was like the story of my life. But I appreciate that. It's because, and the thing is like, I switch stacks because I really want to get my hands dirty, like, with all of this stuff, right? Because I think having this holistic understanding is really important to then getting into full stack frameworks eventually, so you can know how they work in the back end. The setup clicks, then the yeah, exactly. And I quite like Hano, actually. I'm very happy with it as a backend framework. It's like Express, but kind of more elegant. Anyway, so this is throwing because there's no token. Now, the problem is if there is no token, I don't necessarily know if I want to throw an exception, because a new user wouldn't be authenticated, right? So what I should then do is, yeah, so we need to do this inside of a context, right? So if I do that inside of a context, I'm just thinking, would that context be inside of a component? Okay, so I'm just wondering if I throw an error here, because I don't know if I need to. I wonder if I just return this as well, you know? Because I think, like, if I did this, like, just as an example, context shouldn't be in component folder. Yeah, I wasn't sure where to put it. I honestly had no idea. So I put this instead, return, I should say. Then if I try this again, it'll just return error. Yeah, user cannot be authenticated. Perfect. That's what we wanted, right? Instead of throwing that error, which is fine. So anyway, so let's just set the verified as status. We'll do that. Okay. So I don't know where context should live. Where should Where did I put the theme context, actually? Oh, I put the theme provider in the components. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Folder structure. Yes, that's fine. Component. Oh, context. There is. I could just do a context folder. So I can just do like a new folder inside of source, like context, right? Oops. Yeah. So this theme provider, I think, is. Would this count as a context? I didn't write this code, just for full transparency. Yeah, it is a context. Okay. I got this from the shadcn. I think it was shadcn. Or no, maybe it was, yeah, it was shadcn v to do theming. So maybe I'll put this guy inside of context instead. And now I need to obviously fix the import in the root. Yes. Oh, so no, but that was fine. So we're good. Get theme provider. Are we using the theme provider somewhere else? Main, maybe? Where are we using this? That broke things. Man, what about you building something that can be automated at your office and then pitch it to them? Yeah, actually, there's a lot of I would, but I don't know. They actually almost certainly would say no. But there are reasons for that. I'm trying to figure out why this broke. It's 404 not found for something. Oh, in the root. Line 2. Oh, import outlet. What? Context theme provider. That import updated. So that's fine. Our outlet died though, or something. Line 2. Not sure what happened here. They have a tender or contract. Oh, they have the tender or contract. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's tricky because we have to do a lot of things, like it's very, very. Oh no, we're good. Never mind. I don't know what the hell happened. Okay. Maybe I just didn't save my import statement. But my import statement was right though. If I went to my root, it was from @context because I moved it. Anyway, doesn't matter. use the automated import statement fixes. Yeah, I did, but I guess it just didn't. I think I forgot to save the file, which is the problem, I think. But anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, no, my workplace is very. All I'll say is they have legacy systems that are very old. Like I'm talking 10, sometimes 20, sometimes 25 years old. Okay, and they have infrastructure around these legacy systems that they are very, very, very scared to touch because it isn't broken. And that's not good. However, in the industry that I work in, you don't want to be messing around with that sort of stuff because of data sensitivity specifically. So there's a lot of restrictions. And that also, and like working in corporate, especially government corporate, there's a lot of red tape when it comes to doing anything. Like any process usually takes it can take months or like sometimes even years. Some projects take years to do because every single step of the way the project manager has to be involved. All of the parties need to be involved. Everyone needs to be aligned. Like, yeah. So I would, believe me, but it is it's very like we have to get permission to like breathe, you know. Like literally doing the simplest tasks requires like 3 meetings and like a week. And every single actually this is interesting. Every single task that you have to do, at least in IT, we have to make what's called a change request, and we have to put that into a form. And then the whole team needs to sign off on it for anything. It doesn't matter how little it is. That's not just like help desk or maintenance stuff, like routine tasks. Anything that's not routine tasks that like is a change, yeah, it's brutal. Anyway, I'm done yapping about that. Okay, so that's good. Let's wrap this into a authentication context. I'm just going to kind of see, is there already an auth context? Okay, so we can do that. So let's just like get this Medium article in here. Just to kind of give us like a little bit of a guide. The government projects have good paycheck. Yeah, they do. If you're like in whatever, like if you're doing a B2B to the government, they will pay anything. I'm not kidding. Like they will find the budget for it if they really like it. So you can usually upcharge them like a shit ton. Okay, so we'll do like an auth context here. So let's do our auth context. Do I want to do, because I have this as like, I'll do it snake case, I guess, just to be consistent. Okay. So export, or function auth context, export defaults auth context. Okay. So then we are going to use, I think, should we use React routers context? Probably, right? Because I'm using React router data mode, not framework, but I should probably use the context for this, I think, if I can. Use in router context. I don't know what that even is. Maybe there is no context. I thought for sure there was a context in here. Maybe not. Maybe it is just React context. Are you interested in building the AI agent stuff later on? What do you mean by that? Like using them? Maybe I don't actually do this. Maybe I just use. I thought for sure there was a context in here. Like, is there? Ah, there is. Okay. I thought so. Oh, building them. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I'm not. I feel like I need a lot more math. So I don't know. I don't know about that. So let's do our contexts. Actually, this is gonna be an auth provider. This is gonna be an auth provider. I want to rename this. Just to go with what the theme was doing. Can you nest context though? I don't know. React router. Can you nest context? I don't think so. I feel like you can't. Nested routes. April 2026, I made a Discord MCP server. It was fun. Nice. So you do nested routes, obviously, but I don't know if you can do nested contexts. React context nesting? I don't know. I don't think so. Having nested context will not cause any issues in your code. You can? Okay. Like, is this like user provider, theme provider, timeline provider? Okay, so you got a bunch of stuff here. Okay. All right, I'll leave that open and kind of use this as well as this to kind of come up with something. All right, let's take another 5-minute break. It's like framework wrapping other frameworks. Yeah, that's valid. I just wasn't sure if it was a thing. Hold on, I gotta mute for 1 second. I just gotta ask my girlfriend a question. I just was asking who has cat feeding responsibilities. But my girlfriend apparently is fine with feeding the cat, so that's good. Did you just buy him chicken?
Yeah.
Chicken and gravy? Yeah.
I know.
Which cat do I have? He's just like a American Shorthair. His name's Felix.
He's a mystery.
He is white with a little bit of black on one of his ears.
Cat cam.
And his tail. His tail's black and white stripes.
Do cat cam.
I did yesterday, or was it the day before?
This is someone new.
No, it's okay. He's waiting for dinner. He doesn't want to be touched. He's also huge. He's also like 18 pounds.
Are you so sorry?
So.
Oh my goodness.
But don't worry, we're watching his weight. But he's so large that apparently his maintenance weight is like 14 pounds, or like his like healthy weight or whatever. Which like for a cat, that's really big. That's a really big cat. So. Yeah, he's honestly like the size of like almost like a medium small dog. He's bigger than some dogs, to be honest with you. Check Astro.js. Isn't that a framework though? Astro.js renders components on the server. Interesting. It's for content-driven websites. Interesting. server first, I like that. You use it with React View. What the hell is Preact? Never seen that in my life. Svelte and Solid. I've never seen Solid before. And there's Svelte, Vue, and React. But anyway. You're starting web dev again, just need a portfolio set for my photos. I'm using 11ty. I like it. Nice. What does that stand for?
Thank you.
11ty? Did you say thank you to me?
TY means thank you.
No, it does not. Not in this context. I think it's like an abbreviation. Oh, 11t. Got you. You use the components from the popular frameworks in that for the interactivity? Cool. Yo, how's it going, Jameer? Hope you're doing well. Just waiting for this break to finish so I can do my the next Pomo session. What about going live at the same time and then working on the same projects? What do you mean? Like which project? Okay. Oh, for you. Oh, yeah, you should definitely do it. Yeah, absolutely. I would totally recommend it. It's a perfect way to keep yourself accountable, in my opinion. Like I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for the live streams. What project am I building? I got you. You can it takes a while to explain, but you can read this Pastebin if you want a little brief on it. But it's basically a to-do app to test my own stack. That's TLDR what it is. Just as a proof of concept. Like we'll go live. Oh, I see. We'll go live at the same time. Oh, interesting. Yeah. That would be cool. I see. So you go live at the same time. Yeah, that'd be cool. We could definitely try that out sometime. I'd be down. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so let's get our context first. So we'll do context is create context. And then I probably want to import this from React Router, I would assume, right? Because I think, let me look inside of the theme provider. Is theme provider import from, oh, it just does React. Okay, so actually maybe we just do React context. But it needs an argument. Theme provider state. And then it needs an initial state. I see, okay. So we need to think about what we need to give the context, right? So let's go to React create. Right, so we need a type for it. So like we need like, maybe this is another example where we get into something inside of the shared package. Nice, thank you. So maybe I do like a types or something like this, because I want to have like, so in the context, ideally I would want to have like the user email and probably like, yeah, like the email and like whether or not they're authenticated, right? Like what other data do I need? I don't know. So I guess I'll just put it inside of well, so the typing was done here. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll put the types up here. I put it in the shared, but for this theme one, they put it inside of here. So maybe I'll do the same. Because I mean, these types are only going to be used in this one spot anyway. I don't think they're going to be used. Would they be used in the API? I don't think so. Right? So that's fine. So we'll do. We'll say auth export type auth context type, and then we'll say like email as a string, and then maybe is verified. Actually, it needs to be a string or undefined. Is a Boolean, right? And then, so we need to do our initial state. So our initial state will be const initial state will be equal to undefined false as auth context. Or can I not do it that way? Oh, auth context type, sorry. Auth context type. Why is this not? Oh, because of email. Yeah, is verified. Okay, there we go. I don't know why my keyboard's typing a double colon when I press it once, but that's okay. Okay, so we have our initial state here, something like this, and then we're going to, I think that's kind of aligns similarly to this, right? Export const use theme. So maybe we should have a lint as well. Not a lint, hook, I mean. We could have a use auth hook. That'd be worth it? Maybe. Let's do that. We have our create context here. Oh, and then this needs to be the auth context type, right? So that's fine. So now we have our auth provider. Actually, we're not going to default export this. I think we're just going to export it like this, kind of similarly to the theme provider. Do we need any? I guess we do need to pass in the children, right? So we need the children and the default theme we don't need. We don't need this storage key, do we? I don't know. Something to do with Vite specifically. I don't think I need any of this stuff. I think I can just get away with just the children and the props, right? And then I use Odin Project to learn. Yes, I did. Freeze. I did. Right now I'm taking a little bit of a sidestep away from Odin Project just to, I was kind of wanted to build my own tech stack, and I'm doing a test project for that, and then I'm going to go back to it and continue with the file uploader, or the file, whatever, cloud projects, Google Drive clone thing that we were building about a week ago. So that's coming. Okay, so use state, I don't think I need, do I need this? Theme, maybe I do. Oh, because we need to give it a value, right? So the value is of type. Okay, this is interesting. I'm just kind of seeing like what this is. So we've set auth and set user. Okay, so let's say const. We should maybe even call it user email, just to be more clear. We'll say const user email set user email is equal to use state null, I guess, and then we'll say auth context type user email or null. Or I guess it's not null. I guess it'd be undefined is better. Or no, I don't even need that because it's just this. I can just do this, right? So that's fine. A lot has happened since the last Pomo. I got A on my Linux exam. I resolved the env variable issue. Nice. A lot has happened. Yeah, I'm making in auth context or an auth provider, which I think is useful. I think we should have that. So the only thing is I need to, so when we run useauth, we need to do this, right? So when we use the useauth hook, we need to run this use effect. I think that's what we need to do, right? I think that's the idea. Or do we run that inside of the, like, I'm just wondering where I run that. Do I run that inside of the provider itself, or would I run that inside of the hook? I don't know. Any advice for an overthinker when developing a solution? I'm glad that you pegged me as an overthinker, because you're right. Honestly, I think if you get really kind of like locked in on something and you kind of see yourself going down a rabbit hole, the most important thing to do is take a break and take a step back, and then kind of reassess your project or whatever you're working on at a higher level. Freeze. That's what I would do. And sometimes that even requires restarting. And you know, don't be afraid to restart if it gets bad enough, I guess. I don't know. So, all right, so we have this. I'm just trying to think, do we do the authentication? I guess no. I guess it wouldn't really be. I guess it would just be in here. So set user data. I guess this is that. Okay, so you are doing it inside of the use effect. Although, this is the main layout. Use auth. Oh, but then this is in the root. I see. Interesting. Where's the set auth coming from? So if you use auth here, const set auth, set user data. Oh, I see. Okay. So I would do this then inside of the root. So I'd actually do the fetch, the verified status or whatever, the auth stuff inside of the root TSX maybe. Doing great work, bro. I appreciate that, Aryan. Okay, let's work with that for now. Let's just have this as a husk that kind of just accepts stuff. So like, let's just do, so we have our user email, and then we'll do another is verified, set is verified to be equal to, actually, you know what? I probably don't need both of these, but it'll be nice to have, right? Okay, so there we go. There's that. Although if it's a default, then I don't know if I even need it. You're gonna be live tomorrow? Yeah, I am, Zim. Yeah, I'm gonna be live tomorrow. And then Friday, Saturday, I'm gonna be off. So I'm not gonna be live Friday, Saturday. So let's do const set user. Well, so actually, I don't even need set user, I guess, because that's going to be exported from this auth provider. Set user data. I don't know why there's two of these here. I think I'm kind of over confusing this a little bit. So, oh, that's set auth. Okay, so it's set auth. Set auth user. Maybe just say set auth user. I don't know if I even need these though. I'm just thinking about how this will work, because if I'm calling this, so we have our auth provider, and we wrap our auth provider around our main layout, right? And then from our auth provider, So we get these from useAuth. Oh, but that's included. I see. Okay, so then you put the setAuth and the setUserData inside of the value of the auth context. Okay. Now I see how this is working. Okay. So let's keep this then. That's fine. Yeah, so setAuth user, setAuth is verified. setAuth user email, and then we'll say set user email to auth user email. Yeah, when I press this, it's double pressing sometimes. That's very weird. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, see it double press there. I don't know. And it's just the :/semicolon key. I don't know. Okay, I can't replicate it, but it's been causing other problems. Okay, so const set is verified. Oh, I can't do that. Set auth is verified. Can I export these though? I wonder if I could just export those. If I even need the... Like, I probably don't even need this, actually, now that I think about it. I could probably just do this. Auth context dot provider. And then the value. Oh, okay, wow. Let's do like user email is verified, set user email. We'll just pass all these. Set is verified. We don't even need the wrapper around that. What's the problem here? JS expressions must not use the comma operator. What do you mean? Oh, it needs to be, I see. It needs to be like this because set user email, what's the problem here? Oh, because it doesn't exist on context type. Okay, so you know what I need to do is I need to have our setters here. So where was the, I had these types mixed up. Hold on. So we do have setters, okay. So we'll do this. Is verified false. So we'll say set user email, which will be, see, it just did it again. Void, and then set is verified will be the same idea, right? And then we'll just say set user email is null. Oh, wait, was this null? What was the type for this? Theme void. So user email, string or undefined. User email. I'll just say email string. And then verified Boolean, maybe. What would the default for this be? Theme void. Okay, so email string. Does that work? Set is verified. But then I don't know if I can have these as states and then inside of here. Probably not. Because these are, yeah. This is kind of just a name confusion. I'll get that in a second though. Set verified. Keyboard sounds nice if only it was a bit louder. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I need to... I think these need to be different than these. So what I need to do is I need to do verified Boolean. Yeah, I've got a weird thing going on with my keyboard though, so I think I need these to be different. So I need to do and then I need to do like a const. Okay, why is this giving me trouble? Maybe just this. Okay, that's fine. So then I need to, these are not defined. So I wonder, use string or undefined. Maybe I like optionally include this. I don't fucking know how to do this because these are not really. Oh, because the email's there, so user email. And then this will just be is verified. Something like this. Okay. So. Set off. That's fine. I actually probably don't even need that, so then I'll copy this, is verified, and then verified. And then we're going to give it the auth user email. Auth is verified. What's the problem here? Oh, because is this... What's the problem? Oh, because I see. Because it doesn't exist on the type. This is so annoying. Maybe I don't need this then. Maybe I'm like way overthinking this. And then I could just remove these. Or no, I don't actually. No, I'll just. Does that fix it? Ah, it does. Okay. Good. Don't need, I don't think we use any of the props anyway, so it's fine. Okay, all right, that was kind of confusing. I think this is fine, I don't know. Oh, user email as a type, how do I set the type of that? Theme is theme. Oh, because these are just setting types. Constant initial state. Oh, okay. And then this is just to null. Okay. Can I do this? I can. Okay. There we go. Now we're good. We have our state here. And then we will export const use auth use context auth context, right? And then this is going to give me a linting error, but I did the same thing here. And then export. I don't think I need the export default, to be honest with you. Maybe I do, I don't know. Auth provider, I mean. Okay. Good. Something like this. And then now we can then wrap our, we can use this guy inside of home, right? So, or root, I mean. So then we need to wrap our auth provider here. So, yeah, so let's do that. So, let's wrap this. And we'll import. And then of course we need to do the authentication in here, right? So, cool. We'll do that after the break. Nice. So we'll actually do the use effect inside of with the session verification inside of the root, and then I don't think I need to so when I do that I don't think it needs to. So it'll get the session right, and then it'll use those functions from the useAuth. Right. So then we can say set user email, set is verified. So nice. So that's good. So that'll be good for sharing stuff. So I'll get implementing that after the break. And then we should be able to use the context inside of the home page, for instance, right? So we can do that. So anyway, I'm going to take a quick little minute 30 here. I just gotta hit the washroom and refill my water. So don't go anywhere. Grab a snack or something, and I'll see you in a minute. Alrighty, I have returned. Every time I minimize my Streamlabs, it kind of, because I have one monitor on my right and then my dock is on the left, kind of just cascades across all three of my monitors. I feel like there's got to be a way to turn off those animations. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe not, because macOS being macOS. I don't know. I feel like this is like a... Whoever wrote this article probably used AI. Like, this looks like a ChatGPT response. Kind of. Maybe it was audited by a person, but this looks a lot like AI. But, I mean, I don't know. It works for our purposes, so it is what it is. Maybe I used AI by accident. I don't know. I don't know. I just deployed the first 2 courses on my site, getting started as a developer, and front end getting started. Nice. That's awesome. Did you like write like the curriculums and stuff too? Because that's, if so, that's like really impressive. I mean, it's impressive either way, but that's amazing. Anyway. All right. So let's do this here. So we need to get the only thing here is I might need to modify my API a little bit because I want to, when we verify the user, I want to return the user. Right, so that's the other thing. So maybe we do a little bit of a side quest and get the user here. So yeah. I built the curriculum and the AI built the work based on my recommended process. Oh nice. I personally reviewed each topic session. That's awesome. Still, hey, you know what? I'm all for AI assisted development if you're an experienced developer, which you are, right? So no, I'm all for that. That's awesome. I'm not like, yeah, that's the thing. Is like, I feel like a lot of people think maybe I'm anti-AI. It's not even that I'm anti-AI. I'm just anti-reckless use of AI, you know? Like using it with having no idea what you're doing technically and just, you know. But I think it's definitely a tool that's very useful to skilled professionals. Anyway, so I need to get I don't even know if I have a query for that, actually. I might need to write a query. So let's go to my source queries. I have select user by email, but I don't have a select user by ID. So I actually might need to write a new query. Do I actually have a build? Test generate, migrate push studio. I don't know if I need a builder for this. So I export, okay, so that's fine. So I'll do this query. So I'm gonna write a query to get the user by user ID. I think he's just playing.
What are you doing?
Okay. I think this is just going to be basically the same thing. Dot select from user dot where equal user.id is the ID. And return fetch user 0. I mean, okay. So then why does this not work? No overload. Oh, because ID might not be. If not ID, return. Something like this. I don't know if you can hear Mr. Cat Felix. He's meowing in the background. I don't know if you can hear him. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so that's good. I'm actually going to atomically commit that. So where is that? Here. So like, let's do db write query to select user by ID. Okay, that's good. And then we will bring that into our API. So inside of the verifier, we'll do const user. Say session user is await query dot select select user by ID. I need to import that as well. No, wait, why didn't that? Oh, maybe I do need to rebuild the DB. Oh no, I just need to re-export it. Select user by ID. There we go. What? I should. Export const select user by ID. Did I misspell it? Oh, that's session query. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. There we go. That's better. Now we can import this guy. Perfect. Import select. Okay, so we have query. Okay, so that's fine. Oh, but it just needs it needs something. So we'll do session record dot user ID. Whoops, user ID. If session record and session user, then we'll say success okay, and then data or user is session user. Sure, that's good. All right, so now that should be good for our back end. Let's just fix the db, and I'll do API controllers. So let's do API return user on auth verification, verify route. If only returns user if verification is successful. Right? So that's good. All right, now let's go back. How it messes up the terminal. It's kind of annoying. Okay. So we have our user, and then we can go back into our root, or where was that? Yeah. So now we have that done. So now what we can do is we can do is we say const set user email set is verified equals use auth, right? And then we'll import this from our context auth provider. So that's good. And then we'll do a use effect. Import that as well. And then we need to do our verify session. So we'll do, or actually no we don't. Yeah, actually let's do that. Let's do const verify session. How does this run only once though? That's my question. If session return Const data subscription. Can you active translate YouTube in your live stream? I don't know how to do that. I don't know if that's a thing that I have access to. Update user data. So you know what I can do is I can check whether there is an authenticated user or not. Actually, I don't know how to only run this use effect on. I don't want this to lead into a loop. Yeah, because this is my worry, is like if I have this use effect, is this gonna run like all the time? I don't want it to run if it's already set, right? Constant update user data. So it's a separate. Oh, this is the, I see. This is the route. This is doing the routing. Now, if I just want to get the session and be over with it, then I don't know if there's a way to run this just once. Where are we getting session from? Supabase. Oh, that's the Supabase function. Okay. So let's see if there's like another React auth context. Oh, you know what? Why do we have to do that here? We could just do it in the sign-in route. We could just, oh yeah, we could just set the context in the route. Oh, that's stupid. We still should do the verification, but good luck. I appreciate that exam. I appreciate that. Yeah, okay, we can just set this. I don't even think I need this in the root, do I? I think I can just do this inside of the frickin' inside of like the sign up sign in stuff, right? So for sign in, when we finish this thing, then we set the state here, right? Now the only risky bit with this is we're not necessarily checking for the verification, right? So I don't know, maybe that's a bad idea. I don't know. Or do we do the verification on that? I don't know. The auth routes route back to the root, so it makes sense to have your verification in the root. Yeah, okay, so I was on the right track then. So I was on the right track. So like I can have a use effect in here, right? Like kind of like what we had before. Does this? Yeah, okay. So I can. So this is kind of like I'm on the right track then with this. What's good? How's it going? It's going pretty well, Jack. How are you? Hope you're doing well. I'm only confused because I don't know when this use effect is going to run, and this is maybe just me being like not that good at React. But like, okay. Use effects. Let's see. I just want to see. Okay, so we can do a return here. Yeah, no, maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. Maybe I'm overthinking this. I think I'm overthinking this. So let's go to our home then, and then we'll just kind of just copy this guy in here. And then, so obviously we're not gonna, oh wait, no. Well, I have nested use effect here. That's not what I want. Okay, so instead of verified though, we want await off client verify. So we need to import this guy. And then instead of set verified, then we're going to say, I'm just going to call verify session, and then we're going to say, I don't know if I need any dependencies on this guy, because this isn't really a state in the same sense. Okay, so let's see. So we'll say set, so we'll say if status dot success, then we will set user email to status dot data dot email. I think that was how I had it, right? This isn't perfectly let me go to the verifier. Oh no, user, it's just the user. Okay, sorry. Session status.user. And then, oh, user.email, right? Session.user.email, and then, because is there anything else in the user object that I might need other than the email? Because it has the password too, which I don't really want. We only really need the email. Yeah, it's fine. And then we'll set the is verified to true, right? And then we'll do a return set is set user email to undefined, and a set is verified to false on teardown. So I think that's fine as like the default. I don't know if this is gonna work. Maybe. Okay, so I can include these dependencies. The cleanup function may cause issues. Okay, so do I not need this cleanup function then? Like, 'cause if I don't need it, then that's. I don't know. So now inside of home, instead of doing this, we'll say const. We'll just do a use off. We'll say const user email equals use off. And then we'll put in the user email here. When the page is navigated away from, the context may change. Yeah, okay. But would it not verify? Because the cookie's there, so it would just refetch the cookie, no? It would just re-verify the session. But I see what you mean. Maybe I'll just delete it for now. All right, so user could not be authenticated. Interesting. So do I not have a cookie? Okay, so I don't even have a cookie, so that's fine. So I don't have a cookie. So let's go back to sign in, because I think my cookie may have expired. Let's see. Do I have the user still in here? Yeah, I do. Okay, so let's log in. Okay, so there's the cookie. Oh, I need to await this. Oh no. So here's our token. So we have our, okay, so we have success, okay, and then there's our user, which is fine. And the password's encrypted, which doesn't matter. I don't know. Don't delete it, try it first. I mean, it's easy to add if I'll just put it back. Okay, now it's back. So we have the user, so it's being verified, right? For some reason, when we use the auth context inside of our home page, it's not anything, right? So if I do like a console.log user email, it's undefined, which is not ideal because it should be being set here. So let's actually see if status.user.email, because I mean it should be yeah, so that's that, so that's fine, so that's there. But I wonder if the state for some reason is not being set. So if I go to, let's get in the user email here. And then we'll say console log the user email. Yeah, so the user email is undefined. So this setter isn't necessarily working. And I wonder if that is because I can't inside of the or inside of the provider, if I can't pass setters from use state into the context provider here. If that makes sense. And if I need to write a separate setter. I don't know if you're catching what I'm saying here. I don't know. If these dependencies are wrong, that's fine. That's why it's yelling at me, because it wants the user email in here. So yeah. Because if you look at the example, I don't know where it was. What do you prefer, NoSQL or SQL? I think I prefer SQL only because it's what I'm used to. I work with relational databases at work, and I have way more experience with them. And that's not to say NoSQL is not inherently, like there's also SQL. I know that's like a common misconception, but like I think for me, I don't know, I prefer the structure of it. Yeah. The context needs a setter once the user is retrieved. So like basically I need to have a wrapper. Like, so if I go to the, actually let me go to the theme provider. I need to have like a wrapper or something in here. I don't know if there's a wrapper here though. Like if I need to, I don't know. It's kind of confusing. Where's the auth oh, no, that's auth context. That's the default value. But like, so if I go to, I think it was this one. Like, see here how they have these setters? Wonder if I need those. Yeah, I don't know. But then that means having to like rename this internal state again, which is kind of annoying. Right, because so user email, set user email, set auth. To my understanding, once the user changes, they need to call the set method to update the context. Once the user changes, then you need to set. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna like do. Okay, I have an idea. So what if we just did a function like const set off? This is an idea. Just give me a second. Void. If I combine this into one function called set off, okay, and then we'll do this, and then we'll say const set off is equal to, we'll say email and is verified or verified. Shit. But then, and then I set the context here. And then I say set user email, and set is verified to verified, like this. And then I put the set auth as this, and then I go to my root. So there would just be set auth, right? And then so instead of that, I'm setting auth here, and then doing the user email and then true, like this, and then so set auth, and then set auth undefined false, like this. I don't know. Okay, so it still didn't work, but it didn't break anything necessarily. Okay, so my understanding is incorrect with that. So let's take another 5-minute break, and we'll come back to it after. I'm just trying to understand what you mean. Once the user changes, then you need to. Where's the user changing? Like you mean the user email? Like I don't know. Should probably do this as just for completeness. Simplify when the auth state changes from no user to a user or from a user to a different user. Oh. But would that not be through this set auth here? Because like you're just changing what the email and the verified status is, right? Context should also change. Yeah, but my understanding is this is the context because this is in the value. Like this set auth and the user email is verified are part of the context, no? Unless that's my misunderstanding, because you're passing it through as values here. So we're changing the user email through this setter, and then we're passing it through the context here, no? And then this set function. Oh, I see. Then you clean out a route change. Ah, okay. So you're saying like this might complicate things. Okay. I can always just leave it like comment to that. The one thing though is I am setting the auth, but then it's not changing the context. Like if I go like email here, it says undefined, right? So I don't know. I just don't know why this setter isn't changing the context here specifically, because it is being called, or at least it should be. Well, actually, we know it's being called because this console log is running, right? This console log would not run if this wasn't being called, right? But anyway, I don't know. I'm sure I'll get there. The use effect only runs when user email and set auth changes. If you leave it empty. Oh. Okay, but it won't. Ah, it's because of the dependency. Ah, okay. Okay, but it still says undefined. If I reload it. Okay, but where am I printing undefined? I'm printing it somewhere else. Where is that happening? Home. Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm printing it here. Which actually, I mean, that makes sense because yeah, if I get this though, I don't know, because it's asynchronous. I don't know. Like, should this not be setting the context? I don't know. I will continue to fight with this until I get to work. So this is menu context. I'm just kind of looking at these other examples here. Use local storage. This is context nesting. But that's not necessarily what I want. React context provider example. Yeah, so we have the use context. Okay, so you can, I see. Oh. Wait a second. The auth provider has a default. So these are props. Oh wait, no, I'm getting those from this, right? Props dot. Oh no, I'm not. Okay. Okay, so I don't need anything actually to pass into that. I'm just really confused why this isn't updating the state. Like, what's the issue? So basically, Skillful, the issue is I have an auth provider context, okay, auth context for my authentication for my app, right? And the idea is that I have two things that I have in this context. Well, actually three. I have the email of the user that is authenticated, which is either a string or undefined. I have a Boolean, like true or false, whether or not they're verified, which is maybe not important, but I'm putting it there anyway, just for testing. And then a setter, right? Which, so within the provider, I have user email and is verified as states, right? And then this setter is essentially a wrapper around those two state setters. And when I call that inside of like my root or something to verify, it's not actually changing the state. Oh yeah, long time, Prathme. How's it going? But it's going pretty well. Feeling better, which is good. I was sick last week, but we're all good. So yeah, that's awesome. Glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, if this is even worth doing. You can't call it inside root as useauth is there outside provider. But I mean, oh, you're right. You are very right. Yep, you are right. So then I would want that in the home then. Okay. You make a very obvious point that I didn't even think of. Because I was too locked in on making it work. But you are correct. See? That's why it's good to have chat. So then we want to use this then inside of the home, not the root. Or I could even have another like helper component in here, right? Or something like that. Like a verifier. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know if that would be advisable. I don't know. But yeah, no, I totally get that now. I totally see what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know why that just completely gapped. Okay. Okay, so let me see. What did I pay? Okay, so that's good. So I want that. I wonder if I could do like a helper here. So let's go into our library, maybe. Or the ACE would be a component. Auth verifier. And then we can wrap all this stuff inside of here. Huh. And then we can put the auth verifier here. Oh, you can create a component like protected and put that inside of that and wrap. Yeah. So that's basically what I just did. I called it auth verifier, but same thing. Oh, but then I need to render the children inside of that. So that's fine. So then I need to do this. Something like this, right? Ha! Ah, got it. Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate that, Skillful. Thank you for the help. Nice. I don't know why I was too locked in, man. Okay. So, cool. Now, we have that. And we have that verified. So then if we log out by like essentially deleting this cookie, right, then we refresh, we don't get a verifier. It's not verified, right? Then if we sign in, oh wait, shit, it didn't work. Why? Oh, because maybe, because it loaded too fast. There's something asynchronous happening that doesn't trigger a refresh. So when we go, because when we navigate back, it doesn't immediately understand, like, so it takes a refresh, right? Because it's beating it. I think the redirect is beating the something's happening. Because if I try that again, right, and I like go back to the sign in, oh no, it did work. Okay, so I don't know what happened there. Oh, incorrect. Hold on. Okay. All right. Never mind. Okay. I guess. All right. Maybe that was a fluke. I don't know what happened there. Okay. Cool. So now we're verified, and then the other thing we can do is inside of our home route. We can do that. We can do that. We can do a sign out thing. So basically, okay. So now what we can do is, first of all, actually, I want to create. So let's see, API web create auth context for user. It's fine. And then the other thing I want to do inside of here is, but I don't know if this use auth is asynchronous. So what I can say is, I don't know if that would be any use effect. Okay, let's see, const navigate is equal to use navigate. And then we'll say is a use effect. I don't know if I need it like this, but we'll say if import this. If not, or if actually I need to get is verified. If not is verified, then we want to navigate to the sign in, right? So yeah, something like this. Although we could probably do that within the, I mean, this will work, I think, but we can also do this within the protected, which actually might be better now that I think about it. Because if I delete this, right, so if I delete it and refresh this, it'll navigate. Perfect. Okay, so that's good. But I think I actually want to put this functionality inside of the inside of the protected wrapper, right? So the auth verifier or whatever I called it. So that's fine. So let's go back to our verifier. Auth verifier, okay. So we have our use effects here, and then if we, so we'll do a navigator. And then we'll do else navigate to sign in. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Okay, no. That's going to cause an infinite loop. No. Okay, so obviously not, because this is obviously wrapped, so sign-in's in that context. So let me see. How can we fix this? And not have that do an infinite loop. I wonder if I have like a check verify state, and then I set that to false. I don't know.
Felix. Felix.
He's probably hungry again.
My phone.
Yeah, he's eating his kibble now. Okay, I want to solve this problem. I wonder, okay, so let's say const check off. This is probably a stupid solution, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is what it's on my mind. So we'll say if check off. And then this, we'll do let's actually I won't add that now. You can have two use effects if you want to do it that way. Yeah. I could do that as well. Yeah, maybe that's easier. Actually, that's probably easier to do it that way. Yeah, okay. So let's try that. So what we'll do is we'll get that second use effect. Yeah, I just didn't know if it was like going to be messy. So then what we'll do is we'll make a dependency on this. We'll say is validated, is verified, I mean. And then we'll make it is verified a dependency. And then we'll say if not is verified, then navigate to sign in. Maybe. Oh, and navigate. Okay, sure. Yo, how's it going, Blueberries? Long time no see. Okay, so let's just test this out. So okay, so we're verified. Okay, so that's fine. It kind of said, you know, I don't know why that happened. Oh, because it did it twice. It's the okay. Now, if I delete this and I refresh, perfect, and it did an infinite loop on me. Perfect, 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 perfect. All right, thanks, skillful. You've been very skillful at helping me. I really appreciate it. Yes, sir. I've been a bit busy. Glad to see you're still at it. Oh yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I do not ever plan on stopping. I have zero plans to stop. So I hope you see me well into the future. Knock on wood. So anyway, all right, this is good. So that's basically finished then. So we've got that done. So we have that. So let's just say we have web add redirect when not authenticated to sign in. Ah, shit, that's barely not going to fit, is it? If. We'll say if instead of when. There we go. Perfect. Did I finish Odin Project? Almost. So, TLDR, I was doing a project for Odin. It got too complicated. I retried it twice, and then I was like, hey, F this. I'm going to make my own stack, call it BenStack, because it was meant to be. And then now I'm just making a proof of concept authentication plus just basic to-do app. As just a practice for my stack, and then I'm going to return back to that project. So I'm like, basically, I'll be finished Odin probably within, hopefully the next, by September. That's what I'm saying now. By September, I hope. So, because basically the node, first of all, I want to say two things. One, it did get harder, but two, I'm kind of going beyond what Odin Project's asking for, because a lot of the projects are not full stack. Like, it just wants you to focus on backend using outdated tooling like templating engines like EJS that I don't have interest in learning because it doesn't really align with what the path that I want to take. So yeah, basically I'm kind of going past Odin Project and staying with it at the same time. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the goal. Is like I'm still using Odin Project. I'm basically just gonna use Odin Project for project ideas for like the last couple projects. Because if I go to my Odin page, you can see here that I have this file uploader that I need to make. I'm going to do this APIs module, some testing with Express, which I'm probably just going to do Hano testing. And then there's a couple full stack projects, and then that's it. I think this is like a Twitter clone or something. Yeah, so it's a clone of a social media site. I don't know if I'm going to do that because it doesn't really interest me. But I'm at the very least going to maybe do a messaging app clone. I don't know about this Where's Waldo one, but I'm at least going to do this file uploader, blog API, and messaging app. I don't know about this Waldo one. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I'm interested in. I'm not totally interested in maybe all those projects, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So okay. So we have our authentication. The other thing I'm going to do, I think, is when I do transition back to the file uploader project, I might do it off stream, but I'm going to re-implement my authentication because I want to just redo it again. I'm not going to change much. I think getting in that practice is really good. So I kind of acquaint myself with what I'm doing. Okay. So good. So we have that protected route. So this home route is effectively protected. So we're basically finished auth, I think, except for the sign out. That's the only thing I need. So I need to do that. Where is my to-do here? I've just been polishing up some projects and doing lead code. Hopefully going to be applying for internships next month. Nice. Well, I wish you best of luck with that. I know that the internship grind can be challenging for sure. Okay, so web validate user session for protected route. We've got that. We don't have the create nav bar. I also want to add like web/API or web create user context or auth context for user for front end. And then I'll just kind of add this here, kind of put this just incomplete just for archival purposes. You have one connect, so I'm going to try not to waste that, but aside from that, I'm on my own. Yeah, that connection, lean on that. That's literally how I got my job. I'm not going to lie. Connections are so valuable. So, at least they were to me. But anyway. The other thing I want to do is maybe fix this environment variable reading issue. Because right now, if we're trying to read an environment variable in something else, it doesn't work. So let's like try it. So like, for example, if I'm in my auth client, or actually no, let's try and read it in the database, for example. So like if I'm in the database, let's just go to my, where would this be? In the client, right? So if I try to read my env var, this is literally just the same as this, so I don't really care about showing it because it's just local. So if I try to just console log that, although I think I need to, I don't even know if this code, when this code runs, so this might not even be, might not be worth doing. I just need to get that shared across. env vars are meant to be server. If you need them client side, then something went wrong somewhere. Oh, okay, I got you. Well, this is the database. So like if I'm in index here, I just want to like test reading it. You know what I mean? So like if we have like, let's say we have like session token name or API session token name. Then we'll just do session token, right? But then if I try to get that inside of, actually I'm gonna put this inside of my env example as well. Actually, I'll worry about that after. If I try to get that inside of my client, not that, this. It's not gonna work, I don't think. Because if I try to do, so where am I putting the session token name? That's for the sign in, right? So if instead of this I try to do process, or wait. That's why a lot of APIs have publishable and secret keys. Okay, I got you. So I do process.env.api session token name, and then I try to you know, it's not going to work, right? So like if I try to sign in, and then the console will be here. Yeah, see, it's not, it can't get the, it can't get it. Can't get that session token name. So I don't know why it can't read the environment. The .env. But anyway, this is the ideal way I want to do this, right? Anyway, I'll leave that for next time, I think. But yeah, I'll leave that for next time. But essentially the idea is I want to get this .env to read inside of my server, right? And the database as well. Anyway, so that's cool. We'll do that next time, or I'll do that off stream or something. It's kind of a boring task. Claude, wire my API keys and GitHub for the other developers to use. Put them there immediately. Yeah, fair. Yeah. Yep. That's a typical Claude moment right there. Especially if you don't know what you're doing, right? Anyway, I think that's going to be it for me for tonight. I had a good stream. I think we made a lot of headway. It doesn't seem like it, but I think we did. You know, we did that off context. We did We finished up the cookie stuff. We did the what else did we do anyway? Let's look at our thing here. We wrote a query to select users, but that was for the auth verify. So we did some stuff, right? So yeah. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. If you want to follow my journey, I really appreciate if you subscribe. That'd be great. You know, trying to grow this community. If you want to, chat to like-minded developers, you can join the Discord here. I'm pretty active there if you want to talk to me or ask questions. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow evening.